Here's my home router. In this example, it's a British Telecom or BT Home Hub 5 router. I'm connected to the internet using ADSL. If you're not sure what ADSL is, don't worry, we'll talk about it later. It's essentially a way to connect through telephone lines to the internet. And as you can see here, I have some devices connected to what's called a 2.4 gigahertz wireless network and a 5 gigahertz wireless network. There are different frequencies in wireless that you can use to connect to networks, and there are benefits and drawbacks of both. I also have some devices connected via the physical network to this router. So as an example, I can surf to facebook.com through my router. On my local Windows PC, I can use a program called Ping to test connectivity to a remote network or remote site. So in this example, I'm pinging facebook.com, and as you can see here, I'm getting a reply from what's called an IP address. We'll discuss IP addresses and what are called domain names in more detail later. But essentially, facebook.com is what's called a domain name, and it gets resolved to what's called an IP address by something called a domain name system server or DNS server. So a DNS server has told my local PC that facebook.com has this IP address, and I'm able to test my connectivity to that IP address using this program called Ping. In this example, I'm getting a reply from facebook.com. So I've just tested that I have connectivity to facebook.com, and I can even check the path to facebook.com using an application called Trace Cert in Windows. So I'm going to type Trace Cert facebook.com, and what this does now is show me each hop or each device that I am hopping across or jumping across or going through to get to facebook.com. Some devices will not reply to this protocol, but as an example here, you can see that I've hit a core BT router somewhere in the internet, and this traffic is now being forwarded across multiple devices to facebook.com. And you can see that we hitting devices called C1 and various other devices to get to facebook.com. Don't worry too much about the details. All I want you to see at the moment is that networks, including your home network or DSL router at home, allow you to connect to the internet and then allow you to connect to sites on the internet and elsewhere. Networking is essentially the plumbing or the underlying infrastructure that enables devices to share information with one another. In its most simplest form, you may have a PC and want to share a file with someone else. So a laptop is able to access a file shared on a PC across a physical cable, or more and more these days using wireless. Another example may be a printer. You may have a printer and want to print to that printer across a wireless network at home or by physically connecting a cable to the printer. Networks essentially allow for the sharing of resources such as files between computers or printers. So this printer could accept print jobs from multiple PCs or even a phone. These days, networks allow us to make voice calls using applications such as WhatsApp and Skype. They are essentially the plumbing allowing you to connect one device to another.